We'll begin with a reign of terror. A few murders here and there.
Hello, friends and fiends. Welcome back to another edition of Blood and Guts HHN. We got a special episode for you tonight. Got some new announcements from Horror Nights finally after the wait is over. And with me as always, Mad Matt. How's it going, Matt?
I'm excited, Evil. I'm just, like you said, we got a lot of information to cover tonight, and just finally, like you said, Halloween Horror Nights decided just to give us just a little drip of information.
I know, and it's probably, according to last year's calendar, about 2.5 weeks late.
Yep.
But, you know.
And I'm feeling this was due because, you know, they made that announcement for Epic last week, so they're letting them get their time to shine. So,
right.
Unfortunately, that just put us even more behind the 8 ball.
That's right. But we got some good stuff. We got new logos. We got tickets. We got all kinds of things to go over. So let's start with the tickets. Let's go ahead and break that down.
So, friends and fiends, we got the single night tickets that were released, and depending on the night you go, they range anywhere from $82.99 all the way up to $122.99. So, looks like they're up $9 from last year.
I'm glad you did the math on that because I was thinking about that earlier and I forgot to do it. But yeah, so you said about $9 higher.
Yep.
And that's the.
So if you plan on going one night, maybe two, those are the tickets you're wanting to look for. If you plan on like going to the event a lot this year, you're probably going to wait for the frequent fear passes that have not dropped yet.
Yep.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Evil. And that's normally about June, July, somewhere in there when that will drop.
It usually is. Now that could ebb or flow depending on
what they want to
do. So.
We also got the express passes this year, and they were a big jump from last year. This year they range from $129.99 all the way up to $229.99 depending on the day.
Yeah.
Up $20 from last year. But friends and fiends, that price will fluctuate. Like if Universal sees that all these express passes are starting to go, that price will only go higher. So if you know the night you're going to go, you better nab them passes as quickly as you can.
That's right. That's always our thing is try to get it as quickly as you can because. You know, although the event ticket might still be there, the express might be sold out on that night, so there's no guarantee if it's going to be there. So we recommend go ahead and get that if it's in your budget.
Right. And I know there's an express pass that you never see online, but sometimes at the event they actually do offer an unlimited pass. But from what I've been told, it's only on select nights, and you actually have to ask about it at guest services. So I wouldn't hang my hat on that, as they say, if you think that's something you're wanting to get, if you really want to make sure you have a pass for that night.
Right.
Next we have the RIP tour, which starts from $359.99 to $459.99. And I couldn't find, I didn't find what it was last year, so I don't know if that's went up. But
I feel like that's similar a little bit. Now I might be wrong about that, and if I am wrong, friends and fiends, go ahead and pop that in the comments what that price was. But I feel like that was similar, kind of last year.
Yeah, and they also have two different type of tours. You have the regular RIP tour, and you actually have a private RIP tour where if you have a group of 10 or more, I think it's like 10 to 12, you can get your own private group, and that price I think is just different depending on how many you get in your group to where you split it up.
Right.
Last but not least, then we have the 3-house tour starting at $99.99 and the 6-house tour starting from $179.99, and that fluctuates from $179.99 to $199.99.
Yep, and I had heard that they're doing the tour, the 3-house tour. You can actually do it for $100, and it starts 2 days before the event. Is that right?
I've heard
a couple days before the event.
I can't remember how many days, but yes, I did hear that they're going to start it before the event actually does start. What they're doing,
and that's similar. Now, is that what? I feel like we paid a similar price for the tour.
Yeah, when I looked up last year, we actually paid the exact same price.
That's what I was thinking, because I think last year they had an over booking problem with the tour, and that maybe they didn't sell as many as they had thought they were going to sell.
Right.
But I noticed that price was similar.
Well, I do know last year too, that keeping up with it, it seems like this. Now, like I said, it varies year to year, friends and things. But I know last year these didn't really sell out until the actual house dump was completed, because people didn't know what was going to be the 3 house as opposed to the 6 house, and I guess
Right.
that makes a difference for some people.
And this is also a very niche. Well, not a very niche, but sort of niche kind of thing. Like if you're just going to get scared and you don't care about the behind the scenes stuff,
Right.
maybe don't spend your money on this one. But if you love the lore of the houses, if you want to see how they did it, why they did it, what they did,
Yeah, what thoughts were going into it?
what arts and designs went into it, then this is definitely for you. We did it last year, and we're going to continue to do it and bring you that good footage of the tour, because we love it, and we love, you get a good tour guide. All of them are really great.
Yeah.
You can't get a bad tour guide, and you just go through. They kind of give you the facts. They let you take photos in certain rooms, so it's a fun ordeal.
Yeah, it is, and especially like I said, if it's something like, if you're going to the event at night, it's like a conga line, as you know, as you're walking through, so you don't really get a chance to actually stand and take in the sights. Normally you're in a room for maybe 10 to 15 seconds at the most, and you're
Right.
moving on to the next room. Here in the tour, you're stopping, you're looking at all the little details. They're telling how they made this special effect, what the actual actors are doing, like in the rigging gear, depending on what house you're in. So it's a lot of cool information. So, but it's like Adam said, if it's not something you're really into, then you can save your money. But if it's something where you're really into Halloween Horror Nights, I highly recommend this.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And that wraps up the tickets as far as this goes. The one thing we didn't mention yet was the dates. We actually have 48 nights in total this year.
There's like two extra, right?
I think so. And the event's going to start on August the 30th and run until November the 3rd. So, like you get over 2 months to enjoy the event, friends and things.
Yep.
And moving on, then we come to the next part of the show, which will be fun, is the rumor mill.
Yeah.
And some of the past rumors we've heard or see circulating around, they're talking about in the animal, is it the
Is it Animal Actors?
Animal Actors show,
Yeah.
that possibly there'll be a Harold and Kumar show, kind of like in the same vein of the old Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
Like
And
I said-
that's still loose. That's still really
Yeah,
loose.
like take it with these rumors, friends and things, take with a grain of salt, because nothing's been confirmed as far as what's going to be the event yet.
Right.
So, like I said, this can change. It may not. It may be something out there. It's just like a red herring. But this is one we've been hearing. So, Adam, I just want to get your take on this. If this were to come about, what would you think about it?
Well, I don't really watch the shows. I go for the houses and the scare zones and all that good stuff. But anything to eat people, as we've seen last year, it became a swamp in certain areas. So
Yeah.
we need more shows to eat people. We need a lagoon show. We need certain things, and this would definitely do it.
Yep.
And some good comedy wouldn't be bad for the event. So, yeah, I would be for it. Although I wouldn't particularly myself care to go see it. But
Right. I wouldn't mind to see it. I always enjoyed the Harold and Kumar movies, but then I asked myself this question. As much as I enjoyed the Harold and Kumar movies, are they really relevant today? They have not had
Yeah.
a movie in quite some time. And when I actually talked to my kids about this, they actually know Bill and Ted. They've watched the Bill and Ted movies. They
Sure.
have not seen Harold and Kumar. They have no idea. They're like, who is Harold and Kumar?
I know.
So I'm like you. The positive side is we need people eaters. We need something to get butts in the seats and out of like the queue line, so like free up people to actually see more houses and stuff too.
Yep.
So I'm all for it. I like, if it's there, I'm gonna go give it a shot and give it a watch. Like, because I used to love the Bill and Ted show. That was a good time to go in there and kill about 20-30 minutes to actually get off your feet and rest a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'd be more than welcome to see a good comedy show.
Sure. Yep.
The next on the rumor mill then we've been hearing is either a scare zone or possibly a bar dedicated to the weekend.
Yep.
So I'm going to throw it back at you, Adam. What are your thoughts on this? Is this something that you would particularly care to see, or is it just something like, yeah, if we get it, great, not great?
Well, I had heard that they had a hard time working with him when they did the house. I don't know how much of that is true, but if they did a weekend themed bar, back there where the Peacock Bar was last year, behind the wharf and all that stuff, yeah, that would go over pretty well. And if they had the rumor was he was going to mix the music for the area itself.
Right.
So if that's the case, then there's some. Yeah, you might even get like more of like a dancey club atmosphere back there.
Yeah.
And that's fine with me, because I go back there and check it out. And then they bring in some more characters like David Pumpkins or something like that would be awesome.
Yep.
But yeah, that'd be fine. Once again, another area to draw people in to make those house lines go down.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. It's one of those I can kind of take it or leave it. The house itself wasn't bad, but it wasn't one, like I said, give me some more of the weekend.
Right.
But if it was a scare zone, there were some good characters in that house that would look great in the scare zone. But personally, I'd rather see it be something. I like it when it's kind of like last year and years past, where the scare zones all tie into the theme.
Yeah.
And maybe like whoever the icon will be will tie into that icon. I just dig that a whole lot more. So it just, and not saying the weekend scare zone couldn't do that. I just have a hard time thinking right now how could they tie it in. They're not saying it couldn't be because they could surprise me.
Yeah.
Now, as far as the bar goes, the rumors for that, I think that would be awesome actually, because that was one good thing about the weekend house was the vibe in the line, and you get that theme for the bar and have his music with the bar and everybody just having a good time. I could see that going over really well.
Yeah.
So, last but not least. Starting to hear rumblings about Insidious. I actually heard some rumblings about earlier in the year because I know we were having another Insidious movie, but they're starting to pick up a little bit of steam, and so that could be that unnamed IP house we see on the spec map, or maybe it could replace another one. So, give us your thoughts, Evil Adam, on Insidious possibly being a house at the event.
I mean, it could be, and if it is, it'll probably be over there where Chucky was, last year. That's kind of the area. And yeah, they could do the first movie, the Into the Further, or whatever that other one is. But
right, yeah, honestly, it's one of the. It's kind of the same situation we talked about. I could kind of take her or leave it. The first movie I thought was pretty good, pretty good. I'll give it props for that. But it's not something I have to have as a house. And as far as the other sequels, I never had a desire after the first movie to watch them, so I hadn't seen them. So they may be better, they may be worse. So
could be.
If they do end up having it as a house, I'll definitely go back and rewatch it because I'm that type of person where I'd like to know what I'm getting into.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next segment of our show, we put it to the fans earlier today. We're happy to do this. So on Instagram and TikTok, we gave you the opportunity to ask us some questions about the event. What questions that you had? What would you like to see? And we actually did get some feedback today. So without further ado, friends and fiends, we had 2 questions from our good friend Birdie. The first question is, what house are you most excited for? So, friends and fiends, we know nothing's been confirmed as of yet, but as far as what the spec map goes, Evil Adam, what would you say would most excite you?
I'm going to say on the spec map, Nightmare on Elm Street is what I am wanting to appear.
Yeah.
The most. What about you?
I actually feel the same way. As much of a Ghostbusters fan as I am,
Right.
I love Nightmare on Elm Street, and when I think about Halloween Horror Nights, and as much as I want Ghostbusters to be there and have a good fun house, I want that horror aspect. So seeing Freddy Krueger doing the dream stalking, that will be the house that I'm most excited for. So if we get that announcement for a Nightmare on Elm Street, my day's made.
Yep, I agree.
So the next question you asked, this one was done tongue-in-cheek, but we'll go ahead and call it out too, is do you think we'll get a Scooby-Doo house?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think we will. I mean, if it done right, like I know we always have a fun house. If done right, it actually might.
If you did it right and you used the old school villains from the 60s show, like that.
Him going runs.
You remember the villains were cool.
Yeah.
You had the one guy who was what was he, a deep sea diver, and the little helmet would glow.
Kind of like Dead Man's Pier.
Yeah, you could do it right, but I don't think we're going to get it.
No, I don't either. The next question comes from Demart207, and it says, "Why do you think they went with this design?" Talking about the new HHN logo. Curious to think if it's connected to a host or icon.
Yeah, I don't know. We were trying to wrap our brains around that, and that we can also use this moment to touch on just a little bit of the merch that they've dropped. Yeah. And you've got the shirt is like an orange yellowish color shirt. It's got some 90s.
Yeah, some neon
colors, some spray paint designs. It's got the archway on it.
Uh-huh.
And that setup in there where they have the merch, we'll put that on the screen.
Yeah.
Has got tires and spray paint, like neon spray paint. So they might be going with some kind of punk rock theme or an 80s, 90s theme. But right now it's really hard to say until we get I bet our first announcement or our next little teaser video will have something to do with that theme. So
yeah, I'm kind of thinking with you like it's too early to tell what it's connected to yet because they've not really given us but morsels at best.
Right.
As far as like what my pipe dream would be Return of the Living Dead. Think of something like that because you think of punk rock with that. And
Oh, that would be great.
yeah, like I said, and I've not heard any rumblings of that.
Oh,
That's just
no.
me speaking what I'd like to see.
I would love that.
I do think like at the end of it, it will tie into whatever the icon may be, and
Yeah.
maybe it may be something like, I know we were thinking Boris Schuster, but I'm like you, I don't think
Now
it's,
with that font and that image, I'm thinking it might not be. Now there might be a Schuster house still,
Yeah.
but I mean, who knows? You know.
So then we have a fun question from Jared808. It says, "How are you today?" And I can tell you, Jared, we're doing fabulous, and we hope you are as well.
Yep, that's right.
And from our TikTok side of things, this comes from Grim X, the X Ripper from TikTok, says, "I don't like having the 24 on the new HHN logo instead of 33." And Grim, I totally agree with you. I like having the actual the year of our Lord on there, the 33.
Yeah, I like the 33 with the date on it. It just seems kind of a little. I don't want to use the word impersonal, but it just seems kind of throws it off a little bit to me.
It does, and like one thing I think about too is when some people, when they go back and it's like research, or maybe they're going back to YouTube and watching old videos. If you type in HHN 24, which one are you going to get now?
Are you going to get 24 or 20? Right now, I don't know. In 22, in Halloween Horror Nights 22, they did put that 22 on the flannel shirt. That they right, but they put it small right above the pocket,
Yeah,
so it's not very distracting. It just says Halloween Horror Nights 2022 right there above the pocket. So that's not too bad. But when it's big on a shirt like that, you're definitely going to see it.
Yeah.
So.
And last but not least, we have Invincible from TikTok. Says, "What are your thoughts on the unknown IP or the unknown original?" The original, I honestly just have not heard anything yet about it either, and not really it could be anything.
Yeah.
With Universal, I'm honestly excited because the originals are really the houses that really.
Yeah, because I mean, I think that they put that on the map just because, honestly, because I mean, unknown original is every original right now.
Right.
So every original is unknown.
Yeah, as far as the unknown IP, like I said, I've been hearing the rumors about Insidious. So I think if that one's true, that's probably where it's going. It's where the unknown IP is.
Yeah.
Other than that, like I said, I hadn't heard really main rumblings of anything else, but take with a grain of salt because it's like I said, it's still fluid. It could still change. They can change it on a dime like they did with Evil Dead Rising a few years ago.
Yep.
So I wouldn't put it past them.
That's right. And that could become Hellblock Part 2.
Oh, God.
And everybody would love it.
Yeah. But that wraps it up with a nice big bow, friends and fiends. Like hopefully we get some more announcements, fast and furious now, no pun intended.
Yep.
And like I said, that way we can get you some more content out there and answer any more questions for you. But leave us in the comments, like what you think the unknown IP and the unknown original may be. Let us know what you think about the logo, or just any questions you have, throw at us.
Yeah, and let us know if you're excited for the event so far. I mean, I know a lot of people like us, we will go ahead and get the tickets not knowing anything at all. And there's a lot of people out there in the community that do that. Or are you one of the individuals that decides to hold off until you see what's coming before you snag the ticket? Let us know in the comments. And as always, remember